Hello and welcome to the Down Under Visa Q&A podcast series. Registered Migration Agent Jeff Harvie from Down Under Visa in Manila and Son and Office Manager Jeremy Harvie discuss common problems which occur when applying for visas to Australia. In particular, those issues which affect Australian Filipina couples who are applying for partner visas, tourist visas and other visas applicable to couples and families who are wanting to migrate from the Philippines to Australia. We hope you enjoy, and we hope you will go to our website, which is www.downundervisa.com.au. Please have a look. There's a lot of information there. There are blog articles, and you can do a free visa assessment form, and where we can see if we are able to help you to achieve your dream. Thank you and enjoy. Hello everybody, this is Jeff Harvie and Jeremy Harvie. Once again, we're discussing issues that affect those who are applying for Australian visas from the Philippines. So what sort of issues have we been having lately, Jeremy?
Well, one of the recurring issues is fake documents.
Yes, good old fake documents. What type of documents are we mainly talking about here?
Sometimes the official ones from the NSO or now the PSA.
Yes, that National Statistics Authority, now called, what's PSA again?
Philippines Statistics Authority.
Right, yeah. Yes, that seems to be the main one. So, I mean, we're talking about birth certificates, marriage certificates, the CNOMA, which is the certificate of no marriage, death certificate sometimes. I guess we'd say probably about 1 in 10 of them has an issue, wouldn't we?
Some sort of mistake with them, yes.
Yeah, and straight clerical errors and typo errors, they can be fixed fairly easily. The issue is people, who've got their problems fixed, as in the term here they talk about getting a fixer to fix the problem rather than correcting it properly. Isn't that right?
Yep.
Yes, it's I suppose one of the worst aspects of this is now one imagines, there's some little man down a back alley with a long coat who can, do a forgery for you. I hope you'll all excuse the noise of my budgerigars in the background there. Normally we cover them up and they shut up, but this morning they're joining us, so please ignore that. We imagine that it's some sneaky little forger who's doing it, but yes, who is the one who does the fixing most of the time?
Sometimes it is actually the one behind the desk at the office.
Yes, it's actually normally the one behind the desk at the office. So, and it's a Filipino tendency is if somebody's in an official position, people trust them and they think, oh, this person has a really flash job. We have to listen to them, and if they say, don't worry, I can make this problem go away, they go, oh, right, yeah, absolutely, we will trust you, isn't that right?
Yep.
Yes, that's the usual thing that's happened is, some nice person there has smiled sweetly and said, look, I can fix this up for you, it'll, cost you 5,000 pesos and the problem will go away. We had one lately where it turned around and bit somebody. The issue is that, when for quite a number of years now, when we supply a document from the NSO to the embassy, they don't accept the paper copy that you send them. What they want is something that comes directly from the NSO PSA, directly from there to the embassy. So that way it avoids any forged copies. So somebody presents us with this lovely copy and everything looks fine. then when the actual document gets ordered properly and goes to the embassy, well, says something different. What types of things have we come across over the years?
One that comes to mind is cinema being edited to remove a previous marriage.
Yeah, we've seen things like that, and we've seen cases where, according to the cinema, the cinema, it's a national search of the marriage registry. So if somebody here has married anybody at any time in any particular place, it's not just a state-based thing like in Australia or the last 5 years. They search the entire registry and they can say, right, well, you married Mr. Juan Salamat in Pampanga in 1981. It will show up the details of that. But so they'll present us with a cinema that says there's no record of any marriages taking place. Then once we lodge the application, we order that document. It comes from the PSA to the embassy, and it shows up that it shows up the details of the actual marriage, and they say, please explain. And it's not very easy to explain something like that now, is it?
No, not at all.
No. What we end up with is a person has submitted a bogus document and they've made a false statement by saying they were not married before, so it becomes a very difficult thing to try to explain or justify that away. But I guess one of the sadder sides of it is that, sometimes, in fact quite often, they've trusted that person and they've said, right, we fixed it up, and they've believed them that they have, and they can be quite oblivious to the whole thing. But I guess it's like anywhere in the world that ignorance of the law is no excuse, and if somebody else does the dodgy thing, just like if you get a local travel agent who says, let's pretend you've got a job on a visa application, you can't say, well, they did it. It's the fault of the applicant. So if somebody else presents you with a forged document and you don't know it's forged, you don't know it's been it's a dodgy document, well, it's no excuse now, is it?
No, it's your responsibility.
Yeah, we have actually had partner visas refused on that basis. We've had one or two, fortunately not that often. We try as much as we can to squeeze the truth out of people, but it has been known to happen. We've had people suddenly discover that, sometimes to the shock of the poor husband, to discover that his blushing bride with somebody else's blushing bride, and she's now married twice. Well, that's a bit of a hard one to explain away, but what do we tell people when they have an issue with a problem with a document? What do we tell them continuously?
Get it corrected the correct way.
Yes, the legal way, and watch out for lawyers. Lawyers are the other one here. Basically everybody respects God, but just slightly below God is lawyer or attorney, as they call them here. The attorney said this, so therefore it must be right, and they will take their word for it, and they will do whatever the attorney says. And sometimes, oh geez, we've got a brush cutter going on in the background now. Once again, please ignore that. We've got budgies and brush cutters. Yes, life in the Philippines. The attorney can tell them to do the wrong thing, and they go and do it. And sometimes attorneys we tell them what to do. We make it very clear what they have to do, and the attorney can tell them to do something else, which just simply won't cut it. Band-aid solutions. What's the standard attorney suggestion for any problem here?
Just try and cover it up.
Yeah, get an affidavit. Go and get an affidavit to say, I know my birth certificate says this. That's not true. The truth is this. It just plain doesn't cut it. It's admitting that the document is dodgy doesn't absolve you of anything. It needs to be actually corrected. So, correct thing to do. Off to the
City Hall.
City Hall, the local civil registrar, which is in the City Hall where the document was done. They can't fix every problem there, but there are a list of problems that they can fix, particularly issues with typos and errors of dates, things like that. Anything that's deliberately fraudulent, like claiming that parents were married or something like that on a birth certificate when they were not, that needs to be sorted out through the court. Really, the best thing to do is to find a good local attorney, somebody who isn't a cowboy by nature, somebody who can understand and accept and appreciate and respect the need to do this by the book, be absolutely straight about it, and it takes a few months, but it can be fixed up. But yes, look, the fact is you don't try to sneak any of these things through. You will absolutely get caught, and you can either then face a refusal and a 3-year ban, or you have to withdraw the application. And if you've just spent $7,700 and whatever on visa fees to the government, well, you withdraw that application and you ain't getting it back. So yes, take the whole thing very, very seriously. Wouldn't you agree?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Saves everybody a whole lot of headaches. So what other issues are we finding?
Long stay tourist visas.
Yes, requests for long stay tourist visas. And where do they get this idea from?
Usually the internet forums.
Internet forums, and plus the department website has this strange and annoying practice of, they make it look like it's you've just gone onto Amazon and you're ordering something and you're saying, oh, goodness, which one do I want? Do I want the 3-month visa, the 6-month visa, the 1-year visa? And they say, oh, a year together, that sounds fantastic. Main thing is, look, partner visa, they're not going any lower now, are they?
No, it just seems to be constantly going upward.
Yeah, and it's, look, the harsh reality is, if you want to be together, then you simply have to do it. Look, trying to, even if if you try and put it off for a year and she's going backwards and forwards on 3-month tourist visas, oh, look, when you work it out over time, you're not even saving that much by doing that. You're better off just biting the bullet and saving your money, borrowing your money, selling something, doing something or other. And look, what I always say to people is, look, if you're not ready to make the commitment, well, then don't make the commitment. But if you can't stand being apart, if the thought of being apart for a few months at a time, if that's just like a knife in the ribs, then you have to look at a partner visa. That's what it's designed for. Look, I just had somebody, I just answered them this morning, and I hope they won't take it personally if they hear this, but to their credit, they listened to what I said. They're looking at marrying next year, and they've spent 9 months together in Australia, and saying, look, paying for the visa fees and paying to fly backwards and forwards, or getting onshore tourist visas. That costs money. You do it twice, you end up with another $700 fee. It's going up. So they said, hey, can you get us a 1-year visa? Because the department website lists that as an option, and I had to say, it ain't going to happen. Now, it's not going to happen for a number of reasons. They spent 9 months together, so they will be very lucky if they get another 3 months. Simple as that. Because the department, the way they want visas used the way they're designed. If somebody wants a student visa, well, then they better be a student. If they want a visitor visa, well, then that's designed because you say, hey, I want to visit Australia for a while and then go back again. If your intention is, we want a 1-year visa because we've been together for 9 months, we can't stand being apart, so we want to add another year onto that, then what you're doing is you're living in a de facto relationship now, aren't you?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of obvious, isn't it? And I mean, there's nothing wrong with wanting to do that, but it's the wrong type of visa. If you want to be together permanently, you simply have to look at a partner visa. So, they planned on getting married next year. I said, hey, if you can't stand being apart, then you really need to look at this differently. So, yes, 1 year tourist visas, they won't happen. They don't even like giving 6 months. They actually spelt that out to us recently, didn't they? What did they say about 6 month stays?
They mainly want those for the applicant's parents, not for a couple.
Yeah, and it's for exactly that reason. I mean, look, if you want mum there for 6 months, bonding with the family and bonding with grandchildren, that type of thing, even 12 months, we've had them grant 12-month stays for mum to come and stay, because they know that that's all mum's doing and she's going to go back. But I mean, if you as a couple say, we want to be together for a year, well, you're not just visiting, and that's the point. So if you're just visiting, well, then you can expect 3 months. Look, sometimes they'll give a multiple entry visa that you keep coming back and forth, but it doesn't mean you're not going to spend a year together. They still expect you to be outside of Australia for a fair old length of time before you come back between each visit. Either that, or you're going to look at a 3 month stay. You might be able to get an onshore tourist visa. After that, to extend the stay, you don't extend the visa. There's no such thing as a visa extension, but you can extend the stay by doing that. But still, it's got its limits. So basically, if you're serious about each other, well, then you're going to have to bite the bullet and get stuck into it. I know it's expensive, but it's either that or bid farewell to each other and say, geez, it's been nice, but it's too expensive to get you to Australia. If you love the woman, well, you're going to have to find a way of doing it. Simple as that. That's my advice. All right, well, look, thank you all very much for listening. Thanks, Jeremy, for stopping what you were doing and popping down here to do this. And we'll talk to you all again next week. Bye from me.
No worries. See you later.
Thank you all for listening to the Down Under Visa Q&A podcast. We hope that you found this beneficial to you. If you'd like to find out more, please go to our website, which is www.downundervisa.com.au, where you'll find a lot of beneficial articles. There are blog articles, and most importantly, please do one of our free visa assessments. It'll take you 5 minutes, and hopefully we can help you to achieve your dream.